It is interesting who gets favor, mercy, and grace. I could use a little bit more of it myself, of all three. I don't have, anyway, I'm working on it. I think it's the reason why I think it's fascinating is because of how we treat people. We treat certain people different than others. And I'm starting to think it's because of what we believe we can get from whatever relationship it is. People are nice to people who they believe if they get favor, mercy, or grace from, it will benefit them. So they're more apt to give favor, mercy, or grace to those particular people. That's one thing I see. The second thing I see is people are more apt to give favor, mercy, and grace to people who stroke their egos, make them feel like they're part of something that they really aren't. I've seen it on stage. I've seen it, of course, on TV, the great marketing tool of television. You hear it. You hear it in songs, and the motive behind it, or the intent, which I speak a little bit about, the intent behind it can either be helpful or dangerous. It can go either way. If I can get you to give me favor, mercy, or grace to benefit me only, then I believe that's dangerous. Because I can say or do anything to attract you into onto a road that is centrally focused on me. Happens all the time. I'm not picking on one person. It shows up immediate now, but before it could show up there, it had to be happening before then. Because being manipulated to advance an agenda, a plan, where you're not even being considered, is common in every facet of our society, whether it be political, social, in business, personal, in the family. It used to be you got favor, mercy, or grace, not because you earned any of it, but because of your character. Because maybe you're not perfect, because none of us are, but you're moving in a direction that benefited not just you, but others as well, in bringing about something that was redeeming character-wise. It used to be that you receive, well, I can't say for everyone, because there are two sides to most things. You're not thinking about the three-sided coin, but there's just two sides, if you bear with me, which is there are people who are promoting their thing, and then there are people who are standing for something. So let me give you an example. With America, our primary um, our primary goal is to promote our Constitution. Not any person, not anything other than the values that are set forth in that Constitution, whether you agree with them or don't agree with them, but a consistent promotion of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. Some people go as far as even adding the Federalist Papers, but it is not the Constitution and it is not the Bill of Rights. But even the Federalist Papers, add that too if you want to. So if someone was pursuing promoting the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, or even the Federalist Papers, you'll want to give them favor, a little mercy, a little grace in promoting that. Now, we give favor, mercy, and grace with anyone that will promote our emotional. So it's gone from character and a certain subset of values to our emotional desires. So now it's become about individual people. That's not new. Even in the Bible, when Lucifer fell to the ground, he took a third of the angels. Because there's always that subset of people who want to make an emotional connection because they want favor, mercy, and grace from the person that they think that they've made their God. A third of the angels made Lucifer their God. And they're willing to fall to the ground with him. It's no different than, and again, that's a story, I understand that, but it is a tale in the psychology of the human condition, that there will always be those who will follow someone straight into hell or into the ground or whatever, because they've made that person their leader, instead of the focus on the values, the character, the Constitution. I'm trying to make it relatable for everyone. I'm trying to speak to 12 people at the same time. See, in every situation you give favor, mercy, and grace. But where I stop giving favor, mercy, and grace to is the person that is following a human being, an individual, not God, not not someone who is truly the example or something, a noun, but not an individual human being person who can't see beyond themselves. Anytime you start worshiping an individual person, you can't see beyond them. But when you're worshiping, or when you're putting something in front of you that you can never attain to, like the Constitution, see, I don't worship Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Barack Obama, George Bush, Bill Clinton, President Carter. I don't know these individual people. I do know they worked for the country, which gives them a very large pension after they retire and a lot of fame. All of them. I've met some great pastors, but I don't worship any of them because they're just as human as me. It might get me in a little bit of trouble, because I do not worship people. I'm not interested in being worshiped. But what I am interested in doing is contributing. Gaining favor, mercy, and grace from other people who are also in pursuit of the same thing I'm in pursuit of, which is ushering in the kingdom of heaven. By showing love and respect for people. I have a history of not showing love or respect. But when I came out of myself and learned how abusive I was, I cringe. I feel bad about how many people I've hurt and maybe even destroyed. So I beg God for favor, mercy, and grace on my life so that I can be a better person.